All right, guys, welcome back to the Side Dish Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Shin, joined as always by my co-host, Seline Jung.
Hi.
And our producer, Jay Lee.
Hi.
It's just us three today.
Yeah.
A nice little intimate triage of side dishers.
I wonder when the last time it was the three of us was. Maybe
Not that long
Not
ago.
that long ago. I think that we
A
did.
month?
Book club?
Yeah, book
Yeah,
club
yeah,
was the
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Also, I'm reading so many books this year, but we can get to that later.
Nice.
Dude,
This year?
Yeah, like I've
11 days in?
already read. Well, this episode coming out many days later than 11 days.
Oh, true. A month in?
A month in?
A whole month in.
Wow.
Yeah, I've read 3 books so far. I'm trying to average one a week, but I kind of
Jeez.
was a little bit
Nice,
lazy.
nice.
But yeah, no, I really think that I've been killing it so far with January as
In
a
the
whole.
new year.
Yeah. But well, tell us with you, Celine. I feel like there's a lot to update us on. We haven't seen you in a minute. You had family in town. You were just so busy.
Yeah. I don't know why we haven't recorded together in a while. I did have family in town, so I was like offline. But yeah, the holidays was like a whirlwind. Everyone was in town, like my whole family.
Yeah.
So
And
it
your
was,
sister's boyfriend, Chef Jeremiah
yeah,
Stone, was in
he
town.
was in town, meeting my parents for the first time, and it was just a really nice week. Like it was just a great
No
week.
drama.
No drama. We ate a lot. We did a lot of things. Like I kind of felt like a tourist again.
Like in your own country,
Yeah.
a tourist in your own land.
And my sister was like stressed because she was like wanted it to be a really good week. I could tell.
That's adorable.
but-
She wanted her boyfriend to feel welcomed and stuff.
to feel welcome, but also like to eat. But it was so sad because he actually wanted to eat a lot of like weird things that my family just does not fuck with, except for my dad. Like he wanted to try like gopchang and sundae and all of that, and he wanted to go to Noryangjin too. And my sister was like, "I can't. Like, I'm sorry, I just can't do it."
Oh, she has
So-
like a similar kind of...
As me, yeah. So, unfortunately, he didn't get to do that, but we ate like
I mean,
so
you were
much other
telling us
shit.
that your mom took him to see an Eastern medicine doctor, which is hilarious.
So because this is a guy who like has cured my mom, basically. He cured me also when I had joint issues. So we trust him. So my sister basically went with her boyfriend to like get him, checked out. And this is a guy, it's called 8 Constitution Medicine in Oriental medicine. And it basically categorizes all human bodies into 8 body types named after the body organ that you're like weakest.
Oh,
And-
so what are you?
My pancreas is weak.
Damn, so you're a pancreas.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pancreatonia. But my stomach is the strongest.
Bro, it sounds like a Marvel offshoot, like IP.
I know,
it's like, I'm from
literally.
Pancronia.
No, I'm Pancreatonia. That's
Yeah.
my like planet.
I'm from Stomachland.
And everyone falls into one of these 8 categories.
Isn't it hilarious how Asians just love putting people into categories?
Oh, I mean,
Everyone does.
humans
yeah.
do,
Yeah, not just
right?
Asians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I don't wholeheartedly believe it. I take everything with a grain of salt, but I believe it to an extent where it's like, you know what? It doesn't hurt to like avoid chicken. That's not going to kill
Well,
me.
you were telling us earlier that you're restricted from eating onions.
No, it's actually a lot of shit. Like,
Like
every body
poultry,
type has a
lamb.
list.
Oh, God.
And it goes crazy. The guy told my sister's boyfriend that he can't drink a lot of water.
Okay, this guy needs to be put in jail.
And
What the
no,
fuck?
he said no more than 1 liter a day for his body type.
Okay.
And
Even if it's like super sweltering hot outside, or even if he's like working out,
What? How do these things get determined? Like, because I've been to a Haniwon, an Oriental doctor once, and the dude just like pressed on like different parts of my stomach like really hard, and he's like, "Oh,
Yep.
Does the left elbow hurt?" Like,
Yep,
and
yep.
he's like squeezing my stomach. And
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
you're a kidnesian.
yeah, and I'm like, no, it actually doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
no, it's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. Well, so did you feel like it?
Well,
Like-
it was my first time, and it wasn't like a real consultation for like
Yeah.
doing like hanyak and stuff like that. It was more for my like neck issues. So I
Yeah.
just got like acupuncture, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it was just weird. Like he was like, if
Right.
I
They
had,
don't do any internal checks.
yeah,
Right. So what
I
Jay is
feel like they look at
describing-
your feet for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They
what
do,
Jay's
right?
describing is like a typical Oriental medicine checkup where the doctor will literally just feel your pulse, press different parts of your body, listen to your breathing, and be like, okay, this hurts, right?
Yeah.
What about this? Or do you often get diarrhea? And he'll just like list all these things, and you're like, actually, yeah. Like it's weirdly on point.
Yeah. If they're good, I suppose.
If they're good. And this guy is really good. Even if you have an appointment, you have to wait at least an hour.
I'm always
to
skeptical of
get to
people who don't seem to do anything yet tell people how to live their lives under like the sort of promise of you're improving their lives. So I don't like this guy. Anyway,
LOL. I mean, I'm like a skeptic too.
I'm such a skeptic,
You know,
yeah.
it's not like I'm.
But you know what? If I'm at the end of my rope, say with some sort of pain, some mysterious pain, at the end of the day, maybe I have to cut out pork from my diet.
No,
I would hate to
exactly.
do it, but if I feel better, then yeah, I guess whatever gets you through the night.
So people go to him for all sorts of things. Like I went to him years ago for runner's knee, and then he also treats patients with depression.
Yeah.
So it's like
he's like, you need to eat more bacon.
Right.
I'm prescribing bacon
and soda.
Right.
I just made
Sweets.
that up. But yeah, he treats like a whole any ailment under the sun. According to these doctors, you can fix it with your diet.
I mean, I do believe that. I think nutrition,
Yeah.
first of all, makes a lot of sense. Like having
Yeah.
a nutritionist who can. Yeah, actually, I take it back.
I mean, I feel like with a lot of these things that are prescribed, like don't eat too much of this or that. If you were to just cut out like red meat from your diet and like starch or like potatoes, like whether or not that is actually causing you harm, it's going to be good for you, right? So
I agree. Like, you know how a lot of people have stomach issues, like diarrhea. It's like, well, why don't you just try not eating dairy for 1 month?
yeah, so
You still diarrhea, then okay, it's not.
you know what's
the dairy.
funny? My stool is so nice and like perfect when I go to America and I'm eating like American ingredients just because I was raised on that shit, you know? And I don't want the implication being that I only diarrhea in Korea, but I'm just saying when I go home and I'm eating like fresh produce,
I mean,
California produce, I see a big difference. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Like my doctor told me that if I feel really sick and weak, like I should eat a McDonald's cheeseburger. Like he literally told me
Wait,
that.
now I kind of like this guy.
He literally told me that. And when it's not a joke, whenever I feel sick, like I'm sick, like I have a cold, I crave a burger.
Yeah. Well, Cells, we have very similar stomachs. Like
I actually think that you might be
Pancreatic
my body type,
Pancreatosis.
pancretonia.
Yeah.
I think you might
I
be.
am from Pancretonia.
We are from
Does the
Pancretonia.
Pancretonia symbol with
Yep.
his hands. Yeah, because I've noticed that sometimes I will not feel great after eating like hue or like some whatever
Yep.
Korean thing. But my
Pizza,
tried and true
yeah.
foods like pizza and burgers and burritos like never have an issue.
No,
gas, no
100%,
nothing. Yeah, it's
100%.
super bizarre.
Yeah. Like cheese is good for us.
Love cheese.
Bread is good for us.
Love bread.
Oh,
right?
for
pancretonia.
Pancretonians. Yeah.
But it's like the biggest thing is alcohol. So every body type has kind of the biggest thing to avoid, and mine is alcohol.
Oh, well, if I'm from Pancretonia, which I believe I am, maybe.
Then maybe not.
Shit, that's too bad.
But yeah, that was a tangent. Is that a word?
That
tangent?
is, I also realized I opened the episode by saying that we are a triad instead of a triad. Triad isn't the right word.
What's a triage again?
It's like
Isn't it
some sort of
pronounced like
medical.
triage?
Yeah,
Oh,
triage. Yeah.
triage.
Anyway, yeah, that was a little bit of a tangent. To steer it back in the right direction. Today's theme / topic. I was listening back to one of our old episodes, and I think Jay had said something about seeing my neighborhood harmony outside, and it was so cute. I mean, I see her all the time.
Ducks in his
And his ducks,
neighborhood.
yeah.
Too, yeah.
So it kind of gave me an idea of like doing an episode about neighbors and neighborhoods in general. I've lived in probably 7 different neighborhoods throughout my life. You've lived, I guess, with the exception of your time in America, Seline, you lived pretty much in the same neighborhood, like Hanam.
No, I
your whole
feel
life?
like I might have lived in also about 6 different neighborhoods.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Jay, did you move around a lot?
5?
Barring college and your move to Korea.
Not really. I mostly stayed in one spot in San Francisco, and then towards the end of it, I moved to like 2 different neighborhoods. So yeah, maybe like 3, 4 total.
Because I remember, for example, elementary school is so long ago. All I can really remember of that neighborhood was like, skateboarding down my driveway with my neighbors, like on my knees on a skateboard, not even knowing that you could like stand up on one. You know what I mean? Or like biking to school with the neighborhood kids because we would like take the same route. But where it really crystallizes for me is high school, because I lived on the outskirts of Palo Alto where we all lived in townhouses. No one had their own house, right? And the kids who lived out there, like we knew each other because it was like the last bus stop on our route. And I'm not gonna say like, I grew up in the worst part of Palo Alto, but it was just like it was a lot of immigrants, and it was a lot of kids.
It wasn't like the Palo Alto that's.
It's not the one that you see
Yeah.
in pictures, yeah. And there was a lot of like Mexicans or like Hispanics, right? A lot of Asians, a lot of like single mothers or people living with their grandparents just to like get in the area code, the zip code. And I remember very clearly that there were 2 Korean people in our neighborhood that my parents like immediately gravitated to because that's what Korean people do.
Yep.
And one of them, just because they were Korean, they had a daughter. I was like, oh, I like her. Didn't even fucking know this girl.
You had a crush on
Yeah,
her
well,
just
just because like I think my
Korean.
mom was like, oh, you know, the Lims have a daughter who's around your age, and I was like, I like her, and my mom was like, oh, really? Yeah,
Amazing.
and she turned out to be like an influencer actually, which is like I think I had pretty good taste back in the day.
Good.
Yeah, but just to say, like, I always envied the kids who lived in the cool neighborhoods of Palo Alto. I'd say were like Los Altos Hills or like Barron Park was a
Are
park.
these basically just the rich neighborhoods?
Yeah, not even just rich. Like Barron Park, for example, in Palo Alto has a lot of Eichler houses, like classic Eichlers. And Eichler was an architect who built a lot of really functional modular homes in California. And these are very expensive houses now. The thing that makes them really unique is that a lot of sunlight. They're engineered to have a lot of sunlight. They're all 1 story. There's actually laws in Palo Alto prohibiting people from building like second stories that block sunlight and stuff. So I remember Barron Park just being like the coolest. Everyone's parent had like a really nice Eichler. It's like 5 minutes from the school campus. Like the coolest thing was if you could like skip 1 period of school and go home for like 50 minutes and come back.
Because you lived 5 minutes
yeah,
away.
like
Oh
that
my
was
God,
like
that's
the
the
ultimate
dream, right?
prestige.
It's
you know
like
what I mean?
in college when your dorm was right next to like your school.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
to just take a nap or
the
something.
best feeling ever.
Yeah. But I mean, I'll open it up to you guys. What do you remember the most about maybe your adolescent or childhood neighborhoods?
A lot. So I grew up in a really small little, it's like a 2-mile kind of oval in Fountain Valley, California, 92708. And our neighborhood was called Green Valley, and there's a middle school and an elementary school within that track. And I went to both of them. So, and like everyone in the neighborhood all went to that school.
Right,
so
right,
we just
right.
all knew each other. And it was a really tight community. And few of my like closest friends growing up all lived within like a 5-minute skateboard
Yeah.
ride. And we just hang out
Did
like
your parents let you hang out all the time?
all the time. As long as I was home for like dinner or like
Yeah.
That is like the
My parents too.
American pastoral kind of image. My parents were kind of anal about that, to be honest. And a little bit in high school they let up, but I remember in elementary school I wasn't really allowed to like hang out with friends on the weekends. It was always like helping my mom with chores or like
Yeah.
practicing piano and shit like that.
Yeah,
you know?
doing your homework. Yeah.
I mean, this is like starting middle school.
Okay.
Is when I had the freedom to kind of just like go around. But yeah, a lot of good memories of just hanging out a lot.
Were you best friends with like one of the neighborhood kids or like
Yeah.
a neighbor?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I switched best friends, after elementary school.
Not
and
loyal.
Yeah.
Switched
My-
best friends.
yeah.
Casual.
Your interests change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, like I feel like you just switch friends so quickly
Yeah,
when you're a kid.
it's like you're not even really aware of like what that means too. Because
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when
or
you're
to
a
have, like, a
kid,
long-term
your
friend.
best friend has to be in the same class as you.
or live in your neighborhood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like, sorry, Andrew Yee. Like when I got to 4th grade, you weren't in my class anymore. So then Kevin Lai became my best friend.
Right.
And then one day, Andrew Yee ran into my sister, and he goes like, "Oh, you're Aaron's sister." He goes, "Who are you?" He goes, "I'm Aaron's best friend." And she goes, "Oh, you're Kevin." And he goes, "No,
Oh shit! And that's how we found
no,
out.
I'm Andrew."
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then my sister told that to me. She's like, "You hurt your friend Andrew's feelings," and I felt so terrible.
Actually, your sister hurt.
I know. I think she was trying to like make me feel bad.
Yeah.
Also, funny story about my sister. Her best friend was this white girl, Danielle. And then one day my sister tells me, Danielle's kind of like annoying and she always fishes for compliments. And this is when my sister's in 6th grade, right? So I'm still in 3rd grade. I don't understand what she's saying. She's like, Danielle's annoying. I'm like, what does that mean? I don't understand. And she goes, I'm going to act like I'm still best friends with Danielle, but I'm telling you, Aaron, like, I don't want to be her friend anymore. And then I fucking kind of blurted it out in front of Danielle. I was like, I thought you guys weren't friends anymore. And I think
My
that's
sister said she doesn't want to be friends.
pretty much. And I was just like, I'm such an idiot.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
As a kid, I have 2 neighborhoods that I associate with childhood. It's like the one that I grew up in Korea, and then the one that I was born in the United States.
Boston, right?
Boston. So a suburb called Bedford,
Okay, Bedford, Mass.
which I have such fond memories.
Dude, we spent a lot of time in Bedford. I mean, that's where
Mass?
isn't that where fucking BU pretty much is? Isn't Bedford like right there?
No. Bedford is like near Concord.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. About 30 minutes out. Lexington.
Oh, it's near Lexington.
Yeah, Lexington.
I don't know who that is in the background, but I know Jay Lee hates it when people that aren't on mics talk. So
Who's Jay
LOL.
Lee? Yeah.
Who's Jay Lee?
So you have fond memories of Bedford.
Yeah, I had fond memories of Bedford, and I remember like in Korea, I actually grew up next to two of my best friends. They all lived in literally like the houses next door.
And this is Rachel and Kayla.
No, it was.
Damn it.
No, they were
Celine,
different
you
friends who
traitor.
lived
Yeah.
near me. I actually still am friends with them today.
Who are they?
Clara and Barbie.
Barbie.
Yeah, Barbie.
Nice.
And in Bedford, our neighbor was this elderly couple who would like let me come over and just play with their cats.
Aw.
And I remember just being so little, but like thinking it was like so fun to go next door and like enter a stranger's home
bro,
and like
yes.
drink their like beverages and
Yes.
play with their cats as long as I wanted
You know
to.
what was the
like,
trippiest thing, right?
Yeah.
Is like I grew up only living in basically like cookie cutter suburb houses that all the same, right? And I have very fond memories of going to other neighbors' houses who have the exact same layout. But
Oh,
then
yeah,
the interior
yeah.
being different. And it would like, I would
Right.
trip out. Like I would be like, this is amazing. Like I'm in a different temporal space or a parallel
it's
universe.
crazy.
It was a lot of
It's
fun.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
yeah.
I know
Yeah.
exactly what you mean.
And also because like this elderly couple, they weren't like friends of my parents. The only way we knew each other because they were our neighbors.
Yeah.
But like they were just so nice. They would let me come over all the time. And then we all knew each other in that neighborhood, which was nice. Like I have memories of like how nice it was that we like knew our neighbors.
Yeah.
And I like that.
So different from the vibe. Not to jump too far ahead, but
Well,
that's
here in
so
Seoul,
different from the vibe
for
in Korea.
example.
Yeah, Koreans. I
Oh my God. It's like you actually, if you acknowledge your neighbors, you're kind of like,
Sure,
what the
for sure.
fuck?
The
Yeah.
only interactions I have with my neighbors are like calling them to move their car.
Yep.
You know, like
And then they
literally.
get mad at you.
And then they get mad.
Yeah.
So right now, right there's like a leak coming from the fourth floor, and it's like everyone in the building is being affected by it. So luckily, we all have like a common enemy. But
Your landlord.
so my landlord's
Water.
super chill, but like, yeah,
Water
basically the
is the
guy below
common.
me is super pissed.
Yeah.
Because like our shit is getting dripped on by upstairs, and then it's going through our space to the downstairs.
Right. And then it goes to him.
And there's also like frozen pipes that were because of the first floor. So there's a lot of issues in the building. And so it just seems like, not me, my girlfriend Chaehyun has been talking to everyone in the building compulsively to be like, we need to call in a guy, but who's going to pay for it? And that also kind of inspired this episode because I was beginning to think like, I really don't know who these people are. And I actually think they fucking hate me. You know what I mean? Like I tried to
Right.
actually inside to one of them. And he wasn't mean to me, but he just gave me a, what the fuck are you doing look?
Which is the Korean way.
Yeah, and then like closed his door, and I was
Yeah.
like, I live here, by the way. I wasn't just like in your building saying hi, like I live above you, but he
literally,
like
yeah.
totally cold
Dude,
shouldered
I
me.
live
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, and then dude, a few months ago, I got a knock at the door. It was the police, and they're like, "Do you know anything about your neighbor who lives next door?"
What?
Yeah, and it was all in Korean, but I understood that, and I
Are
was
you
like,
kidding?
I don't really know who it is.
As in like another floor, someone who lived
No,
on
the
another-
guy who lives right on the other side of this wall. And then the police officer goes, have you heard anything coming from that apartment?
Okay.
And I was like, honestly, I haven't really heard them ever. I've actually never seen like the guy. And then he goes, if you hear them ever like coming in or out, please call us.
No
So they were
fucking
like
way.
hunting this guy
Sketchy,
down.
yeah.
It was super
Oh my
sketchy.
God.
Yeah. And then actually, I'm pretty sure the guy moved out or someone moved in.
What
Someone else
the-
moved in. A woman moved in. So I don't know. I don't know.
Damn.
Yeah, but it was kind
I
of
wonder
also
what
like,
that was.
yeah, who are these people?
Yeah.
And they all drive Porsches, which is bizarre. Like
What?
none of these people have jobs. They all drive Porsches. Like
I mean, we all know that's a scam in Seoul.
that's true. Yeah. Or like even now that I'm bringing this up, when I was living with Sue, we had a neighbor who lived below us who was Sue thought he was a serial killer.
I need.
She had put it in her mind that this old ajashi was actually like a psychotic BTK type, serial murderer. Just because she had several bad interactions.
experiences. Yeah.
Where he would basically, he's such a konde. He would just like talk down to you if you were young. And we fought over parking spots all the time with him. Yeah.
It's like crazy to me, the concept that you would even think to be rude to someone who lives in your building.
It's like who knows where you live.
No, it's like the default is I'm going to be the nicest person ever, simply for the fact that you live in my building.
Yeah, because you want your neighbors to have your back. You want to be able to rely on them maybe in an emergency.
Yeah, exactly. You want to trust your neighbors.
Yeah.
You don't have to like them or be friends with them, but like it's a community.
So you're talking about Bedford being this real strong community, right?
Yeah.
And Jay, you were kind of mentioning how where you grew up is a very strong community. I feel like besides Itaewon, where I live now, which has a very strong community, and I really, really love it. The only time I really felt that sense of community, I think, was in college, because I lived in an off-campus dorm, or not even dorm. It was just an apartment,
did too.
right? I lived in 1056. Do you remember that building? It's like a little bit past
what street?
The Dunkin' Donuts. It's on Con Ave.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It's like right before like the bend, like Packard's Corner.
Yep.
On the left side, across from the supermarket. It's 1056 and 1066. These
Alston.
two. Yeah, like right at the beginning of Alston.
Yeah.
And I just remember it like everyone who lived there was a BU student, obviously. But it was super fun because there's no RAs. Everyone has their own apartment. But it was as chill as everyone leaves their door unlocked. You just kind of like knock, go in, like smoke a joint with Christina, go upstairs, buy some Ritalin from fucking, Shane or whatever. Like it was like your one-stop shop for like drugs and like whatever, like cooking. And I have such fond memories of that. But did you guys like in college, did you find like a strong community out in your college areas?
For me, not at all, because
you were in San Francisco though,
yeah,
right?
in San Francisco, there's no like on-campus housing after the dorms. And because I transferred, I just went straight into like living on my own.
Did you live in like South San Francisco area, or where did you live?
I lived in the Sunset.
Oh, word. Okay.
The inner Sunset, which is a great neighborhood. And I did have some friends who lived like pretty close by.
Yeah. The Sunset's great.
Like, carpool and stuff. But yeah, it was everyone was like living in different places. So house parties were also kind of a weird thing where you'd have to travel really far to like
go to Panhandle to like party. Yeah.
Go to the Mission or Richmond or whatever. So yeah, it didn't feel like a college like experience.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, honestly, BU in many ways didn't feel like a college experience.
The only time it did was freshman year Warren Towers.
Oh, you lived in Warren.
Yeah.
Okay, for listeners who are not familiar, Boston University has a dormitory called Warren Towers, and it was designed by an architect who used to make prisons. So
they look like prisons.
They look like prisons,
the outside and the inside.
There's like one entrance, one exit. That's
one entrance, one exit.
Yeah.
3 towers bound together by that one entrance.
Yeah. And there's like a common lobby area where there's a dining hall.
Yeah.
But, Warren Towers, wow.
Yeah, that was like I loved my floor mates. Like we truly loved each other. We were like actually a really good floor. Like everyone was so like chill and nice and like smart and responsible. Like we all
Shocking.
we all trusted each other so much, and like we're all on good terms.
Yeah.
Like I just have great memories of freshman year, 10C. But I lived off campus, and my neighbors, I actually knew all of them. They were all really cool.
Were they students as well?
I think they were mostly students or like grad students. But it was actually nice living off campus. It was a little lonely, but I was so close to campus that it wasn't like a big deal. But yeah, I miss the neighborly feeling.
Yeah. And that brings us to Korea because, so ironically, we were saying earlier how Korea doesn't have that neighborhood or neighbor vibe. And I stand by that. Like, I don't feel like my neighbors in this building like me or like tolerate my presence necessarily, but my neighborhood is fucking awesome. And like, I guess technically like Sue is a neighbor. She lives about like 3 minutes up the hill. Like James is a neighbor. Sam and Amy are neighbors. One of the reasons why I've been in Korea for so long is that my neighborhood of Itaewon, Gyeongniran, or whatever is very open. Like most people here are Kyopo. Like we have kind of similar backgrounds. We have similar like, I don't know, we run in the same circles because it's a kind of insular community.
Yeah.
So I said this many years ago to people back in like New York when they were like, why don't you move back? The way I told it to them was like, I feel like when I go to a bar in Williamsburg, for example, they probably just see me as either like maybe an Asian tech guy, even though that's not true, or they make assumptions about me that like I'm just like some privileged person who lives in Williamsburg, and I don't feel like welcome there. Whereas in Itaewon, I feel very welcome. Williamsburg sucks. Yeah,
it's a horrible place.
But the bougie side of me is like, but they have a Madewell and a J. Crew and a Blue
my
Bottle
God,
and a Shake Shack and a Whole Foods and an Equinox and a Chipotle.
And a Van Leeuwen, and literally
everything.
Listed,
everything. Now they have a Trader Joe's. It's like unstoppable. But yeah, like that is one thing I love about this neighborhood. If I was to live here 10 more years, I would probably live right in this neighborhood still. I don't think I'd ever leave.
Well, like also this area where you and I live is really central.
Yes.
In Seoul.
Yeah.
It is like, you know, you can get on the highway like that, all the major highways in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
We're close to Gangnam. We're close to like downtown. You can go anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's not like, it's not a hassle.
Versus where Jay lives,
Yeah.
Jay's neighborhood being very flat.
That's what flat.
Very flat.
Well, that Jay
neighborhood.
lives in a great neighborhood.
He does. A very up and coming neighborhood.
It's just far from us.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's not even that far from us.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
If we take the subway, it's only 15 minutes.
Yeah, the subway.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, 30.
That's true. 30.
Yeah, 30 minutes. It is out
yeah.
there. I love my neighborhood. I think it's my favorite in Seoul.
It's a great neighborhood.
It's Mangwon, right?
Mangwon.
For the listeners. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your address again? Just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a good mix of like young and old. There's
true.
a great Shijang. People come from like all over the city to go visit Mangwon.
Oh yeah.
Ton of restaurants. It does have like, I don't know. I have one friend neighbor who lives really close to me, but other than that, I don't really know anyone. But it does feel like it has that small community vibe, and like, you know, you kind of see some people, like if I go to my like Tangor Jeeps or like places I go all the time, like, you know, they recognize me and stuff. So I do like that. But it is far out there. And it's interesting you talking about Gyeongnidan and how much you like it. Because like I'm here all the time. And I really
don't like it.
I do like it. It's like fun. But I don't love it. And but
well, what is it that you don't love?
What is it that you
because
don't
it's
love?
too like
I think it
foreign
is
friendly?
because it is too Kyopo.
Yeah.
And it's not like, it doesn't feel Korean to me.
Yeah. It definitely doesn't feel Korean.
Yeah, and I think that's why I don't like it. But the thing is that like I'm gonna be moving at some point in the next few months, and it makes so much sense to live here.
Come here, yeah.
Right? It's central. Everyone I know is here. I spend so much of my time here.
Yeah, it's
just-
true.
Yeah.
You really should move out here, man.
So I want to live here.
oh,
You know what
I
mean?
see.
Yeah.
You want to.
Yeah, 'cause, like,
But the heart wants what the heart wants.
We'll see. Maybe I'll like find some like little nook and cranny of like this neighborhood and really like it.
You know,
or
but
something.
honestly,
Yeah.
Antique Street, like kind of in the
Pogwon-dong?
oh,
Yeah.
that's really Korean. It's actually
that's
actually
true.
like ghetto Korean. It might be too Korean it might be like post-war Korea for you.
Right, yeah.
There's like
Gwangdong is great. It's also like right next to everything.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
but
actually
the-
is better situated for highway access than Itaewon
Yeah,
proper. to
but
be honest.
who has a car? Not me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, public transit is a important factor.
Well, I hope that you move out here. I mean, dude, even earlier today, right? I was talking to Sue about this. It's so funny. Like, James called me being like, "Hey, I need some ingredients. By the way, do you happen to have a few things I could use? I'm gonna cook." I had already eaten lunch, but I was like, "Yeah, I'll just come by and drop some stuff off and say hi." And I get there, and then there's like, you know, another friend in the neighborhood, and then like Sue, who's also in the neighborhood, comes by, and then like Sam and Amy, who are also in the neighborhood. Like, it's like everyone just congregated at his apartment, and we all like ate tacos and talked for like 2 hours and then dispersed. It was like, it was a very fun sort of like getaway from the day. And I was like, yeah, this is kind of that vibe of, I guess I'm romanticizing it obviously a little bit, but
No, but honestly, like your situation, I feel like it's very rare for people our age, where it's like you have friends your age who all live in your neighborhood.
and also like none of us have real jobs because we can just clearly go to people's houses at like noon every day.
I've like fantasized about having that, like, you know, like watching Friends growing up. They all live like
barge into each other's
across-
apartments. Yeah.
and go to the same cafe like every day. They seem to not have real jobs. 'Cause they're always
And
hanging
but they
out.
That's
live.
basically your life.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It is. Yeah,
It's a great
it's great.
life, yeah.
I don't. I don't like take it for
Yeah.
granted at all.
Yet for some reason, even though I fantasized about it, maybe a part of me just wants like to have that built-in excuse to like not hang out if I want.
I think you need
Oh,
it.
yeah,
Jay. I think you
yeah.
personally need it. But
Yeah.
conversely, dude,
Yeah.
if you lived here and were like the grumpy old Jay who doesn't want to hang out, like that's totally
yeah,
fine.
I could totally just not
I mean,
talk
that's
to people.
totally
the thing
fine.
is, like at our age, we all understand, right? It's not like a
Yeah.
big deal. But I think you need to live where you want to live.
Right,
Like you
right.
need to live where if Mangwon is still your neighborhood, I honestly think it's worth it to stay.
Just or move to Samgakji, so it's like walking distance to Itaewon, but Samgakji is still pretty Korean or
For
young
sure.
Korean, like hip Korean, you know.
Yeah, there, I mean, there are a lot of factors because Hamgakji doesn't really have like 2-room like
It
villas.
doesn't. Yeah,
It's
I was
all,
looking.
like,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
love to live there, but it's hard to find a space that I would agree with. Yeah.
Were there any like neighborhoods that any of us have lived in throughout our lives that we just really didn't like, or were kind of just placed there because of circumstance and timing and maybe like lack of income? So you lived in a certain neighborhood you didn't like, or
In where I lived in high school,
where was that?
in Pampo, in Seocho,
Pampo,
so not far from Gangnam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I also hate Gangnam. Like I hate it. So being near Gangnam was like
The
there was
worst.
just nothing.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there is everything there, but it was just an apartment, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no sense of community.
Did most
There
of your
was-
friends live north of the river?
It was like 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I just like there's some parts of Korea that I really don't fuck with.
Which what are they? I'm curious.
Gangnam is one of
Okay,
them.
Gangnam
which
being
is
one.
like so dumb. I go to Gangnam a lot for necessity. So like my dentist is there.
I'm sure that
right?
your LASIK appointment's in Gangnam, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's in Gangnam. My office used to be there,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like I go there for all my like hairstylist is there. But I never go there to hang out.
Mm-hmm. But you know what I'm
I feel stressed
realizing?
there.
I realized this recently. Like Nonhyeon area, there's like a humongous fucking neighborhood there. It's like
yeah.
5 city blocks.
It-
5
the
by
thing
3
about
city blocks.
Gangnam
It's
is
huge.
it's huge.
It's
right?
huge,
So
yeah.
even me just saying that I don't like
So when I
Gangnam
was like
is,
meandering my way through this enormous, basically like series of apartment complexes,
so
I was
big.
shocked. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I didn't know that there was this many. And those nooks and crannies were dope because there was like cool cafe, Italian spot. Like I was like, you know,
No,
I used to
obviously
shit on
there's a lot
I
there,
used to shit
yeah.
on Gangnam, but I was like, you know, honestly, I could see myself living in a nice villa in this area of Nonhyeon. You know, just because what I like about Gyeongnidan, for example, is that I can walk out my door, go to Chuck's restaurant,
Yeah.
get a beer, get a burger, and it's like 2 minutes away. Not even 2 minutes, like 1 minute away. And Asia is like that. Like I always loved living in buildings where the first floor was a GS25 and like a
Yeah.
tonkatsu
Yeah.
jeep or something. I just love that because it's like in America, you always have to get in your fucking car or do something.
Yeah.
You know,
True. No, living in Seoul, like in terms of accessibility, like what we get when we walk out our front doors is like unmatched.
it's the city.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
better than New York. You know.
yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Or safer, I guess. Yeah. I was gonna I'm not shitting on this neighborhood by any means, but when I was a student at Columbia, living in Morningside Heights was like it was a very weird time because they had this humongous inflatable rat. These activists had inflated this enormous rat right in front of the Columbia University gate. And it was like, shame on you, Columbia, because this is when Columbia was acquiring a lot of land
Okay.
in Morningside. And they were like basically pushing people who'd lived there their whole lives
Okay,
out.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it was like, and that began in 2010 when I enrolled, you know, and it was that rat was there for like a full year. So there was a lot of animosity against Columbia students who were like renting apartments and stuff like that. I lived in a rent-controlled building, and there were a few Columbia students there, but the big thing was like all my roommates were like, you have to be very respectful to the neighbors. You can't like no parties for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
We don't
yeah.
want them hating us because we're students, you know.
Yeah.
And it was very cute,
And like
but
associated with Columbia.
uh-huh,
Yeah.
but it was just a weird time. It was also the time of Linsanity was popping
Oh
off.
my God.
So it was this weird thing where like there wasn't a day that went by where I wasn't verbally assaulted for either like basically either being Asian or being Jeremy Lin, or there was always something,
Yeah.
and I didn't love it. You know, like I'm not gonna say I felt unsafe. That's not even the right word. It was just like, was like, I can't wait till I have more than $500 a month to pay for rent. Because
Why
it
do I
was
have to
rent
be
control. It was
called
$500
out
a
like
month.
this? Yeah.
Super cheap. But I was like, I can't wait for the day when I can afford to live like on 114th instead of like 137th, you know? Because like even that like 20 block spread or something was like a world of difference in New York. But my favorite memory from living in Morningside Heights was when I moved to Columbia, I didn't know a drug dealer. I was at the CVS on 110th. And I was in line, and the woman behind me just asked me if I wanted to buy weed. And I said yes. And then she took me to her apartment on
my God.
112th. It was a black woman, but she had like lived there her whole life. She lived there with her family. And she lived on 112th in Amsterdam. So it was like right there.
Yeah.
And she sold me weed, and she was my drug dealer for 2 years.
God.
And I literally met her thinking in my head, like, damn, I really want to get high. And then she like heard
asked
me. You know, she heard my
Heard
brain.
your mind, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was so crazy. Her name was Teresa. She was awesome.
That's so funny.
Guys, I was supposed to say this at the beginning of the episode, but we have a very special announcement. Do you think it's time for us to launch into that? We're about like 40 minutes into the record. Yeah.
Yeah.
Celine has something very exciting to announce. Celine, take it away.
Exciting. Well, not exciting, but it's not a big deal. But today will be my last episode on the side dish.
As a co-host.
As a co-host.
But you'll come back on
Like,
occasion, obviously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But as a role of co-host, this is the last episode, which is not something I was like planning. It's not like premeditated or anything. It's just like, I think just the new year made me like think about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I was
and
going to ask a little bit more, right? Like, what did you have any, like, I don't know, were you sharing the podcast with Chef Jeremiah Stone? And then he was like, oh, this is a waste of your time. This podcast sucks. And then,
No, not a waste of my time at all. Actually, a very good use of my time, but has been up until now very good use of my time. But like, I just was thinking about the year ahead, like trying to plan out the year ahead. And, you know, I might not be here for some parts and I have like personal projects that I'm working on that I want to get really like pretty intense about over the next few months. So I just thought, you know what? Need
to step back a little bit. Yeah.
Direct my energy to those things. And
do you mind sharing like maybe what you want to do for 1 hour of your week that's not hanging out with me and Jay and talking about nothing?
I do want to hang. I also wonder if I will ever see you guys if I don't do the podcast.
Dude, honestly, Celine, no. The answer is like probably not. But so Jaehyun said this the other day too. She was like, "Oh, if Celine's like leaving the podcast, I'm not going to see her anymore." And I was like, "Of course you are." But what it really means, Celine, is that we have to make more of an effort to see each other because the podcast was a very convenient, like, kind of a job almost. It was like,
no, that's
we have
the thing.
To,
That's the thing. Like I did feel like I never saw you guys if it wasn't like podcasting, which I want to change that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Is that what your therapist told you to say to us? I
No
need you to
therapist
confront
in
your
the
co-host about your friendship.
No therapist in the picture. But yeah, we do need to make more of an effort.
Yeah,
I
I agree. I'll go out and say that it's hard though because, well, no, I guess it's not that hard. I feel like you're always like, I can't do these days, but I feel like now your schedule has opened up. You have a lot more free time, right?
Yeah. And so like thinking about all this free time, quote unquote, that I have, I was like, oh my God, it's an opportunity. Like,
to do something else.
I should do something.
You know, it would be really funny if you just started another podcast.
Oh my God.
Then we definitely
With
wouldn't see you
Cindy.
on purpose.
With Cindy.
We would not
With
talk to you.
Cindy. Oh my God,
And
you and Cindy.
we'll just
it's
talk
called,
shit
it's called the
about-
Spite Podcast.
Yeah, we'll just talk shit about the men in our friendship circle.
Yeah,
With
which is just us.
Jay and Aaron specifically.
Well, I mean, is there anything, you know, I thought it would be kind of funny, but this is way too much work. But if we did a sort of a mashup of your favorite highlights or Celine's best highlights from all the other episodes, but
Oh
that's
my
way
God,
too
yeah,
much
that's
work.
a lot of work.
That's way too
That's
much
a
work.
lot of work.
But do you have like a favorite episode or memory from the podcast? Or
Yeah, there have been so many. It's kind of crazy to think like how long we've been doing this.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of at this point, like Aaron has a refrigerator in his apartment with Polaroids taken mostly from podcast nights.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
And it's just like so many memories I can't even like count.
Yeah. It's a lot. But it's also funny because like 7 of those Polaroids were taken on the same night.
Yeah, that's true.
But we did, I mean, there was a good
There
was a good 30, or not 30 maybe, but 20 episode stretch we did, 22 episode
for
stretch.
sure, like
a
in the
marathon.
depths
And
of the
it was
pandemic.
like every Tuesday, like clockwork. Like
clockwork.
record, drink, everyone comes over.
Everyone comes over. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It was fun. I've enjoyed it so much. I loved like anytime we did an episode where we had to like research stuff, I thought that was so fun.
You know, we did that a lot more in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then we kind of like got lazy about it.
Right.
But like I remember like the food draft episode that Chris
food
outlined.
draft
That was like
one
an exciting episode.
was really fun. That was a good episode.
That was a good episode.
was
But
good.
obviously the best one is pee poo sometimes barf.
Yep.
That was a fun one.
Reminds me,
yep.
Seline, that when you come back just as a guest, we want to do pee, poo, and sometimes farts.
Oh yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've been farting a lot lately.
Farting is the best.
My
My family and I say this all the time. We're like, is there a family who farts as much as we do?
Mine.
Like, is
No,
there?
there is.
Like,
Mine.
name
Mine.
one family.
Mine.
Who's like,
The
Mine's
shins.
pretty good too. Yeah, I don't know. I
we
think we could.
fart so much.
I fart so much that Jaehyun will sometimes like I will like sit up and she'll be like, "You gonna fart?" It's like a dog like who like thinks you're gonna go for a walk every
Yeah.
time you like go to the front door.
Pavlov's dog, a Pavlovian response.
No, I mean,
Like,
she said
Aaron
that
shifts his weight.
she said
There's
it to
gonna
me
be a
so many.
fart.
Oh yeah, shifting my weight. It's always like especially when we're cuddling and I want to like maybe just like get a little more comfortable. She's always like, "You're farting, aren't
Yeah.
you?" Like, yeah.
Oh my god, that is hilarious.
Don't want to throw my babe under the bus like this, but she will tell the story if she was here. But one night she farted in her sleep and woke herself up.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I could tell because like I
Epic.
was awake, right? I had just like gone to the bathroom. I was getting back in bed, and I was like trying to fall back asleep, and I heard, and she was like, right, and then I heard, and then she
she woke
stopped
up.
breathing. She stopped breathing because she was like, like.
That's the thing, like waking yourself up when you fart, that's only because in her deep subconscious, she was aware that like she can't fart. You know what I
or
mean?
something like that. Yeah,
That's why she woke up.
Yeah.
That's epic.
Oh, Jaehyun. Oh. Well, okay. We don't have to end the episode so soon because there was one more thing about neighborhoods I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
But I don't know if like this is a real thing. I just remembered when I was in high school, what I liked about my neighborhood was that it was easy to sneak out of my house.
I've never done that.
Yeah. So I was going to ask if anyone's ever snuck out of their houses. And if you have, what did you do?
I didn't.
Yeah, I've never done
There was
that.
no way for me to really sneak out of my house.
Oh, okay.
But my parents were pretty chill, I think. So I think the challenge was like in late like senior year and the couple years where I lived at home is like finding places to like smoke,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Where's the
yeah.
best place to smoke where you're from?
Well, so there was this music practice studio really close to my house, and it's called Sound Matrix. And so we would go there to practice, but then we would also like go there just to the parking lot just to smoke weed.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, just like little like different apartment complexes where you kind of just roll into like the parking lot, and then there's like a wall next to you, and then a car next to you. So then
yeah,
you're
so you
kind
get
of,
a little
hidden.
secluded. Yeah.
Just hotbox there for like 15 minutes, and then
And then go to the Sound Matrix. Hey, bro, you want to toke up and go to the
Yeah.
Sound Matrix?
What's that?
That's
no,
that's
that was the like practice space.
Yeah, no, totally. I was the same way. I think in Palo Alto, like figuring out where to smoke weed was always the funnest. I'm a little bit embarrassed to say, but the best place to smoke weed was a fucking bush, like a humongous bush behind our school.
You
that
go
you could,
in the
yeah,
bush?
it was like there was a bus stop there, and if you just like went behind the bus stop, there was like so much shrubbery. I guess it was just a humongous shrub, but like some upperclassmen had fucking hollowed out like the very middle of it. It was dope.
Oh,
it
so
was
it was like
dope.
a little cave.
Yeah, you can't see it, and it was near the street, so like the sound of cars and everything, like it was very much secluded, even though it was like 10 steps away from the bus stop. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So people would keep pipes there, like you could like go there and blaze up.
Damn.
That was always a fun one. But going back to the sneaking out thing, the only time I ever snuck out in high school was to meet up with a girl in a park to like drink alcohol.
Kiss?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to drink out.
And we drank a bottle of Absolute vodka.
Oh, classic.
Yeah, but she lived in like the nice area of town, so I snuck out and biked over. So what I always think is funny is that it was like 2 a.m, and I biked like 30 fucking minutes to the other side of Palo
That is
Alto
insane.
because she like lived
Damn.
near Stanford. So like I biked so
Whoa.
fucking long,
That's
and then we
crazy.
like drank a little bit. We didn't kiss. I was so bummed, and then I biked home. and then I had to jack off before I went to
Oh
bed.
my god. Wait, did your parents like had no idea that you were gone?
No, they had
you
no
were
idea.
sleeping.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy to think that like I got away with that, you know?
Right.
Like,
And to think that like one day if you have kids, like your kids will fully disappear in the middle of the
I know,
night.
it's
You know
fucking
what
scary.
though?
Like
with what
there's
the
so
ring,
many-
the ring system. Like there's everyone
cameras.
has
Yeah.
cameras in their house.
True.
And
Yeah.
a sound like ring sound happens if there's like motion
Right.
detected, right?
Right.
I can't even like when I visit the States, I stay with
Yeah.
my parents and I can't smoke weed comfortably. Like I can't like go outside and have a joint
Because they can like hear the sound.
yeah, or like my mom will like see that there's a motion sensor thing on her phone and then like look at the camera and be like,
Yeah.
oh,
I told you guys, I think I've told the story about the time that I peed accidentally in front of my friend's ring camera,
Yes.
and her mom got the notification and
Yes.
then sent my friend the screenshot of my fucking cock
is-
in front of a
that
camera
is
with the
humiliating.
caption, "Are you having friends over?" And then obviously Kylan showed everyone my fucking cock, and
wow.
Humiliating.
yeah.
Were you humiliated?
I'm a legend. No, my dick looked pretty good in that picture. Like I'm not even
Oh,
lying.
it
I
was
was like,
out?
it could have been way smaller looking. You know?
Wait,
Yeah.
it
I
was
was peeing.
out.
I was peeing in a bush.
And it caught you facing the camera.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because like, I mean, I'm an idiot, but we were drinking in my friend's backyard. She lives in a mansion, and I couldn't find the bathroom. It was my first time there. It was like a friend of a
Oh my
friend.
God.
I couldn't find the bathroom, and I was like, I'll just pee outside. Like it's dark, you know. I'll just pee
Right.
wherever. But it was right in front of her mom's Ring camera, and they didn't know this. So like 10 minutes later, I go back to like the fucking room. We're all like drinking, and then Kylan looks at her phone, bursts out laughing. It goes like, "Aaron, what the fuck?" And then everyone's like, "Let me see." And I mean, I would put it on Instagram if it was like safe, but
yeah.
it's not safe for
You
work.
can
But
censor it.
I could, but it's like
Yeah.
my face is like I'm frowning.
Oh
like,
my
like,
God.
it's so funny, and then
my
like my
God.
dick is just out with pee coming out of it. It's
Wow.
You can see the pee coming
I don't know
out
if you can see the
of
pee, but you can definitely see like my dick. It's like right in front of the camera.
it. Damn.
Jeez.
that is crazy.
Yeah.
I never was invited back to the Woodrow house after that. I
But
will
it's
say.
insane that growing up we didn't have something as simple as like a front door camera.
I know, right?
Like
Oh,
that's-
well,
I guess you know
makes
we
a lot of
only
s-
we only
yeah.
had cameras in our cell phones starting like sophomore year
Exactly.
of
I
high
know
school.
it's insane.
Yeah.
Now that's true. No one can really get away with things anymore. It's like how there's no more serial killers.
Dude, I mean, speaking of fucking killers, you heard about that guy who murdered all the suspect who got arrested in the Moscow, Idaho
Yep, the
stabbings?
shooting?
No,
Oh, was it
stabbings.
stabbings?
So there,
Okay.
like, there was like 4 college kids who were sleeping in their fraternity
Oh,
or sorority or
God.
whatever and got stabbed to
Yeah,
death
yeah,
at
yeah.
night, and they arrested this fellow. I forgot his name already, but it's crazy. Then they got him basically from like a fucking Ring camera, seeing a car that was going in and out of this neighborhood many times. Their only lead was this one car, and then they were able to find him by
Because they caught
basically
him on camera,
yeah. But it's nuts, dude. Like,
Yeah.
dude, apparently this guy was like throwing his trash into his neighbor's trash can. He wore gloves every time he went to the grocery store. He's a criminology PhD, so he
Wait,
like understands how crimes are committed and how people are
Oh, I
caught.
did hear-
Yeah, it's really creepy. And then his cell phone pings apparently show that he had driven past this one house 12 times in the last like 3 months, even though it's at the top of like a huge cul-de-sac that's very hard to get to.
Jeez.
Yeah, so it's just like really creepy, really bizarre.
Insane.
We should do an episode about
they-
serial killers, you guys.
That would be good.
Actually-
I would come back. For
No,
that.
you need to start a podcast with Cindy about serial killers.
About serial killers. Yeah. I love true crime.
Of course you do. I love it too.
Yeah,
You also now that you're wearing glasses, this is so funny because you look like you have a true crime podcast.
Like I should be talking about.
Yeah, I need to take a picture of this and put it on the. Aw, Cells, we're gonna miss you so much,
I know.
dude. Without your energy,
Well, I think you
I
guys will be
know.
okay.
I mean, I feel like
Honestly,
we're gonna,
you will. And also, Aaron had like kind of a outline of like future episodes to come, and you have a lot of guests.
I mean, I'm trying to do that though because I just want to create more content at the beginning of the year because we're gonna hit burnout at some point and we're gonna want to like chill out. But I want to be able to
Right.
say that we put out for season 2 so far. We have how many episodes? 11, I think. So maybe try to do like I don't know, 19 more. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
For the rest of the year.
Yeah, or for the rest of the
season.
season, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
maybe like we pick up the season after summer ends or something for season 3.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I will say that, I mean, I love having guests and it's really fun, but some of my favorite episodes are the ones where we don't have a guest.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
just
same.
shooting the
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
You know?
True.
Like those are the ones.
I mean, we asked Sue to like replace you, but
Yeah.
she wanted like $5,000 an episode.
Oh,
we don't make that
my
much.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sue. Damn. I think you should try again.
4,000.
Negotiate.
Yeah.
Renegotiate.
A pizza from Homer. Is there anything else we want to add for the end of this episode? Anyone?
Nothing. Other than thank you.
That's it. You should do your final send off.
Thank you. Thank you is my final send off.
Damn, so
I'm
fucking
about
deep.
to shed a tear. That was so
Yeah. Dude, I had an idea. I thought it'd be funny if we tried to get Seline to cry
Oh
by the
my
end of the episode by just
God.
reminding her of all the fun times we
Yeah.
had.
Like
Well,
I'm imagining
Well,
a montage in my head.
Yeah. I mean, we had some good hueshiks too, right?
we definitely had some good
we
questions.
did.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we actually did call them hueshik?
Yes.
And like we
Yeah.
would go. That was
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
I will always remember when you like gave a very heartfelt like speech to us about how, because we had started this during COVID, during lockdown, and
Yeah.
like, we were each other's like support system for like months, like arguably a whole year of like the only thing that we could do to socialize was the podcast.
Yeah.
And it was a great like
And meeting at your
reason to get
house,
out
yeah.
and like hang out. And yeah, I think the podcast took us through some dark times.
It did.
And hopefully if you're listening,
Mondo.
we've
It
taken
did.
you through some dark times
Yes.
too.
And then out the other side.
And out the other side,
into
back
good
into
times.
back into the
Yeah.
light. Well, with that said, thank you guys so much for tuning into Seline's last episode of the Side Dish Podcast as a co-host. She'll be back as a guest, I'm sure. Please,
sure.
dude, please leave a positive review on Apple Podcasts because we only have, I think, 10 ratings and 4 reviews.
Yeah, we need more written reviews.
Yeah, we need some
I
written
think
reviews.
you can also rate on Spotify.
Okay.
So
We have
Oh.
5 stars on Spotify as far as I know.
I mean, we're all 5 stars
Yeah.
across the board.
Dude, we've been producing some dope-ass content.
5 stars.
All right. Well, with that said, guys, we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
End of an era. Now we cry.